สวัสดีค่ะ Good morning.
Good morning. We are friends for quite a while now. F45 training, Sport City got us together. And I'm so lucky to be part of your project, which is your awesome new book. It's called Blending Spirituality and Science to Empower Women in Birth. Today, we have choices in birth. That's one of your major points in your book. It's also part of Amani Birth founder Aisha Al-Hajar, who said, when women prepare themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually, they will go through a transition in time. So let us know how you guide women through these difficult transitions.
So first of all, thank you so much that actually I'm so lucky to get to know you, Idigo, because I'm so proud that this book happened because you're part of this book as well. And you're talking about my mentor and my childbirth educator teacher, and she also that my doula teacher as well, Aisha. I get to know her quite a while, and because of her, I start to realize that it is the time that we need to empower each other. It is the time that we need to lift each other up, especially in terms of birth. And I get a chance to become a childbirth educator and birth doula. And because of that, I realized that the importance of birth choice is so true, because nowadays, especially in my country, in Thailand, most of the time, the doctor is the one to make the birth choice for the mother. It's so sad because again, nothing wrong with cesarean birth, nothing wrong with birth with epidurals, but it would be great if the mother educate herself and she is the one who make the choice for herself and for her baby, because at the end of the day, we would know that she will choose the best thing ever for her and for her baby, because we never know that if the doctor will choose the best thing for the mother and for her child or not. And that is the thing, that education is so important, and that is the part why this book is being created. Awesome birth method. Yes.
No, that's the same topic for my life. So I have guided women through painful times that have like literally made them falling apart. And often the pain gets centralized between the triangle, the sacrum and the pelvis and the hips. So to take women back into their midst, to really work on the alignment of the structures, gaining stability, and most important, going back to economics in daily life, is the matrix of future fantastic life for women. That will bring us to the second question we have today, but we will update you later. So awesome. In regard to chapter 16, you mentioned how important the bubble of support in a birth team is, and also how it is important to have a strong image to use. For example, where you come from. So I'm coming from a very active family, very close to nature, and I inherited the belief that the body is kind of to be treated like an instrument, which is very important in my life. And lifelong, my family has stayed close to nature life and base life to keep life kind of simple. And I also had twin sisters, so I lived kind of that fairy tale childhood in my garden on my cherry blossom tree. So that gave me a lot of belief in myself and into true love. So with them, nothing seemed impossible in my life.
I love your story. Back to this one, the importance of the birth support. I remember once the father, after his wife gave birth, and he talked to me that he feels so sad that he's not able to do anything. I don't know that what I'm supposed to do. I don't know when I'm supposed to go to her hands, because at the end she got into the cesarean birth. And once I heard that, I feel like, yeah, not only the mother, she gonna learn how to educate herself and choose the best choice for her, but the birth support from the birth partner, example husband, example best friend, example her mother, is so important, because they're supposed to be on the same page. So if she want the natural birth, example, but what next? If the husband like, yeah, she want a natural birth, and what can I do for her? Yes, you can do so many things for her. You can just hold her hand. You can ask her that you want to drink the water. There's so many things. You can just go and hug her, smooch her, empower her, affirm her, assure her that she can do it. And she is a strong woman, empower woman. So that is that we want, not only the mother to empower herself in terms of birth, but we want also that the birth partner to know that they can support the mother throughout the pregnancy, all the way to childbirth, and all the way until she transition into the mother. Back in Thailand, my mom, she gave birth at the hospital, naturally, without epidural. Like, I'm like, whoop, whoop. My granny, even more, she's so empowered, because she give birth at home to 7 children at home back in 60, 70 years ago. And that's how I want to give birth naturally as well, without epidural, without medication. But unfortunately, so many mothers in Thailand, I'll have to say more in Thailand, because this is the place that's so related to me. Many mothers choose to go for the natural cesarean birth, just mainly because of the auspicious date and time. If you give birth your baby at this day, at this time, which means that your son is going to be a dragon, he is born to be a leader. It's just like, where people got this idea? Unfortunately, because so many Thai culture is mixture of the Chinese, Hindu, Buddhist, like so many beliefs, so many religions is mixed up. And because of that, some belief from that culture, some belief from this culture is just mixed up. And at the end, you just have to go for cesarean birth, because of that is going to be the time your fortune teller. Wait a second, not even the doctor, the fortune teller tell that that is the best day for you. And that's why the image of the birth in Thailand is totally different than other. Here in UAE, the image of birth is so different, because most of the mother believe in Allah, and they believe that Allah is the one who created the human. And because of that, Allah also have the reason to create the labor pain. And because of that, I just have to go for the natural birth, because that is what Allah created, the best thing and the best plan for me. And that different culture, you can see that it's just so different idea about that the birth. Yep. And that's why this book is just try to tell you that it's okay if you're gonna have the cesarean birth. It's fine if you're gonna have that the birth with the medication. But you know what? You might have to educate yourself just a little deeper, because every birth is so beautiful. But beyond that, the nature creates something for some reason. Yeah. That is about.
Hope to hear more soon. Thank you so much.
One of my clients, Salama, she called me a few weeks ago. She really wants to get her pre-pregnancy body back, because after giving birth, she feel like she looks so shabby, she looks so fat, she did not look unfit at all. One thing that I always telling her that she is not alone. This body is so amazing. Beyond of carry the baby within her over 9 months, and after that, it is that the body of the mother that nourish the newborn, and so many functions that these bodies can do. So I always tell her that take up your space. Tell your story to other people, and you know what? Because since you are not alone, you're gonna hear that other people have a similar story to her, and make the human connection. It's just like when she tried to connect to me, and I able to let her to connect to other mother as well. And today she much more happier, because she get to know that other mothers Also, even though they might have a little thought about their body, but they're much more confident because they can see that their body is beyond what they thought. It is the mother who nourished the newborn. It is the mother who raised another human being from inside the womb and now enter into the world in a beautiful way. And that how take up your space and make the human connection is truly me. And what about you, Idigo?
That's amazing to hear. And I wanted to add an example of 3 women that guided me through life. I had kind of a second mother who was an editor of a famous German poet. She published 5 big books and died on the beginning of publishing the 5th one. And she was so smart. She would listen and she would give small advices that made my life so much more reliable, and I could understand because she was at my side. And this is happening to me again in the United Arab Emirates, where I met a very exemplary mother, Anu Sharma, who also edited my story and who made sure to connect all women around her. She has an ability to get people together, take responsibility, listen, and also speak up. Her stories are unforgettable. And then we have the best example at our studio, Jude Jabri Pickett, who is also a very charming personality that knows exactly how she will improve, obviously, herself and how she will enrich our lives. She's an excellent personality who also helped us. So I just wanted to mention these 3 women in regards to your book. And I'm still so grateful that I could get an insight in your beautiful culture and that I have a chance to give a small contribution. And we have an idea for our listeners. What do you think?
And actually, I want to invite all our audience writing the love letter. I really mean that writing, just use your own language, just with your own hands, not by phone, not by internet, not by laptop or any kind of gadgets, just by yourself. And writing this love letter to your mother, to the person who raised you. And of course, I'm talking to you as well. If the person who raised you is your father, is your grandmother, is your aunt, your uncle, is fine. Writing the love letter to them because they have the mother figure. This is the one to raise you and become who you are today. Tell them you're going to become the mother soon, and that you're going to get all the knowledge, the wisdom from them, and you're going to share that knowledge and wisdom to your newborn, to the next generation as well. Oh, I got a goosebump.
I wish. Let's all connect together, and we look forward to your stories too.
I can't wait for that. Thank you so much. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you.
Love you.
Dankeschön.